Welcome back, folks, to Fishing Planet. I'm Soopa-Dave, and today we're going to be talking about first impressions of the new update. These are just my opinions, guys. Keep that in mind when you're watching the video. And I haven't completed everything, right? So I'm still working on challenges. I'm still working on the missions of the new place. You guys can see I don't have everything done. This is just first impressions, right? I have about a day of playing in this between making videos and streams and stuff. And haven't caught every fish. But after a day of playing, I kind of have a feel of the new update. So I figured I'd put a first impression out there video for you guys because a lot of people have been asking what I think of the update personally. So here I got my handy dandy notebook, as you guys all know. I've been kind of taking notes of some things that we have, or I've been noticing, or good and bad things, right? Uh, so we're gonna start out with the bad. All right, that way we can finish on good stuff here. And also, I'll be just in my menus here to save you guys time and me editing for the time being because I have a lot of videos I am working on already for this one. There's already 8 videos I am trying to get done after the first day of like challenges or stuff to save you guys time. So make sure you guys are around for that. I have a really cool one on the reels that we'll talk about. So we're gonna start with the negative. For the big DLC, right? The one that you get the baits on. All right. And this is only a small negative. Okay. I'm probably nitpicking on Fishing Planet on this. If we go to our baits, let's go to our saltwater baits here. Oh, also, new inventory system, pretty cool. We'll wait till the pro part of that, I think, though, for that. So as you guys can see, the new the new baits, right? The premium baits you get, like the cut baits, all the stuff that you get in the DLC pack, like the peeler crab, the rag worms, the razors. There's a lot of them. Seal blubber, as you can see, I haven't went crazy after shark, right? We don't even have the trophy one yet, but on the baits that we do get on the DLC, right? Seems like a little bit slightly too small for how bait heavy this map is. Not ripping on it, but I already ran out of bluey. Some of these other ones I'm running about halfway on. I have a lot, obviously, on seal blubber, so there's a lot of XP based in that. One thing I should say, though, to defend Fishing Planet a little bit, right? Scale sardines, the crabs, there's a lot of baits, like the gutted fish. A lot of these baits that you already have work really well here. I'm just nitpicking, to be quite honest with you. And like I said, I've already, even after a little bit of fishing I've done, already gained a level and a quarter, right? So probably by the time I got through all them baits, I would be pretty close to 105 maybe. So, and like I said, if you guys don't believe me either too, I had 47 of them things. I haven't even caught a trophy Greenland shark. Where are you, Greenland shark? So, right, and so we're gaining XP pretty well. In fact, for just messing around at the lake and not just fishing sharks the whole time. Actually, the sturgeon are very good XP for how rapid fire you can get them out. So, all right. One thing here, also a negative. All right. DLC monster fish behind a paywall. You got to have for the new ancient Greenland shark. To my knowledge, I could be wrong, but you do have to have the Valkyrie boat. It does say you have to equip it for this mission. Not a big fan. I do understand they have to make money though, guys. All right. So I do 100% get that, right? There's what 79 species you can still catch for free, plus the 2 other monster missions. So 99% basically of the stuff in this new update you're gonna be able to catch. All right. So I get it. They have to make money. It can't become the fisherman and become a dead game. I get it. I'm nitpicking, guys. Okay. So that being behind a paywall, not the biggest, greatest thing to me, but I understand it, right? All right. So, uh, the one thing that is a negative to me, uh, and this is one I think they'll probably, hopefully address soon. We don't have any new tackles or baits with the update. These are all old here, guys. We're at the shop here, but they didn't add anything uh, for like a new free tackle. They haven't added some of that stuff all the way since for a while now, since the Japanese update. And then also boats, obviously, would be a good one. We don't have it here on. Oh, there it is. It's down here. Personally, I would really like to see an ocean boat. Obviously, not can't be as good as the DLC ones, but somewhere in between that and the rental ones. That's my opinion. I might be being too negative, but I think if they had something in the middle there, that would be pretty cool. I get it. They'll though, so hopefully maybe that's something they change. And one knock here, all right. And this is probably me being too picky here, but I love the work they did with the graphics on this, right? But as you can see from like the mountains in the background, they have had to dumb it down, you can see, to get it on the old platforms like PlayStation 4 and the old Xbox. And I think it is time, and I know I'm being too critical on this one. I think it's time now where they make a PS or a 5 version or the upgraded version of the game or something to that effect. Do not get me wrong. I know there's a lot of people that maybe not get to a PS5 or the Xbox X Series. But I think it's hurting them when they have to try to optimize the game so them old platforms can run on it. PlayStation 5 and these new platforms have been out 5 years now. They obviously have no problems running this game whatsoever. With some of the games out there that I play, this is not hard to run. And I know that's kind of something that's going to be a negative for the PlayStation 4 players and stuff, and I understand it. But the new ones have been out for 5 years now. PS4 has had a good run. I think it's almost time for the games to move on from that or make a new version for that. But as you can see, kind of the mountain graphics, not ideal. So those are my negatives. We're going to go to my positives, and I like to be upbeat. All right. First thing, I love the idea of these repair kits, guys. We're going to go over here and look at them. And this is why I love these repair kits. They offer a way for players to spend money in the game that doesn't hurt. This is one of my favorite things about this update. They offer a way for players that pay in a free to play game, right? To get a nice little advantage, and it doesn't hurt the free to play player at all. And I love that they did this. I think it's a really cool idea, and you can use them on the fly while you are at the lake. And I really think well done on this. It doesn't hurt anybody, and it's a really good bonus to the people that do spend money. I think that is a very good way of doing it. I love the way that is. So kudos to them for that. Also, I really love that there's free ways now that they've updated. You guys can see, I have all my trash challenges done. I just did them all. We have all the videos out for them. But now the trash challenges give out free repair kits when you do them. So that is a good way to get these repair kits. That's 7 repair kits sitting right there for everybody to get for free. How cool is that? And also some of the challenges that are out, the other challenges as well, like Repairman gave 3 of them. There's a really cool way to get some of these. I really like that they updated that. I'm going to try to hurry up, guys. I don't want this to be too long of a video. Excuse me. The DLC prices didn't move. I am thankful of that for a lot of people. A lot of people today may or may not be struggling, but they didn't jack up the prices on DLCs when they very well could have. And I feel like this time you got a fair amount for your DLC, right? The new boat gives you extra XP and money, which, listen, I have no problem with. That's just like having premium, right? Premium gives you extra money. It doesn't. That one doesn't take away from anything. Um, the new inventory system is neat. How we can collapse stuff or search stuff like this. I really like that. I really do quite a bit. This is a very big one on my list here, guys. So another thing I really like. Okay, I really like the Icebound Adventure missions. Okay, it reminds me of the maintenance missions from Kaija. It gets you into the map. Like Fisher Planet, if you're watching this, keep doing this. These missions that when you go to a lake, you kind of get to go around on a mission and figure out what's there, and it's like a tutorial for the new map. I love it. I think it's an amazing idea that you guys should. I love the way this plays out. If you guys haven't done the Icebound Adventure, it upgrades your tablet. It's a really good thing to do, guys. All right, we're going to have another video on this next one, guys, but these electric reels, holy moly. I was looking forward to Norway, all right, and I was. More than I was the other two ocean maps. You guys remember, I wasn't really that excited for the new ocean maps. I loved them once they came out, but I wasn't really hyped up for them. This map I was pretty excited about. Not only is it Norway is cool, it's also like, I guess, my heritage, I'm Norwegian and German, so the Norwegian part of that was kind of cool. But in the cold and stuff was kind of cool. The one thing I was worried about was how the deep sea fishing was going to be, or the electric reels were going to be a pain in the butt. Listen, I understand these cost more in game cash for these reels. I understand why. These things are absolutely fantastic. And they did such a good job on these electric reels. The fact that you can, sure, they cost more, guys, but you also can catch more fish at the same time with them as you're reeling. I'll show a video about this in the next coming days about how you can catch fish multiple at a time while you're using them, and how it makes it really fast to go up or down. The one concern I was going to have with this map, was the deep sea fishing. These electric reels have cured it, and they did a very good job, in my opinion, of these electric reels. And with the adjustment they did on repairs, they're not that expensive to repair. I think my big one, I wore it down already to 33%. I think it was like 80,000 to repair. That's not bad, because I'm pretty sure I caught about $5 million of fish on it. So no complaints there. The other thing I like, I feel like they put an extra effort into missions. We have all these new missions here, right? We have these. There's three new monster missions, obviously with the Greenland shark. There's collecting missions for the shells they added in. Some ones for the Congo, right? Like they didn't just care about the new lake, they're updating some of the old stuff. They added a bunch of missions here, and none of them seem too crazy at first glance. Now, granted, I don't have these all done. I do have a couple of them done, like this one. So very early on, but they did like this one example. We get to go back and do vertical jigging now. We get to try out this new vertical jigging at the old places, right? European perch, largemouth bass, speckled peacock. Like, I'm pumped about that, guys. All right, so they're not just caring about the new map. I like that they're adding missions all over the place, and there was a lot of them. Again, haven't caught everything here, but have had a significant amount. Um, The map looks good. For them being held back by the old consoles, guys, this looks really cool. And I love the weather dynamics a lot. We'll go to the night here so you guys can see it. If you haven't been to here, we'll show you. You got a night just like this way, right? You can see it going dark, and it looks really nice. Also, we're gonna show you here. This this ice moves, guys, or this rough water moves, guys. So you'll notice it's here. The weather dynamics that they did in this, I really like. You can see here's snowing. I love the weather, man. You guys, I just love what they did with this. Okay, we'll go to this night. I believe this is going to be the stormy night. It may take a second for it to start lightning and stuff, right? So we have snow, we have the weather. The storms are really cool. It'll start here in a second if I allow it. Maybe we'll keep that on in the background. Yeah, we have. Okay, yep. So the storming, that is really, really cool. Also, one other thing to go along with this, I don't have music turned on for copyright reasons, just in case that ever becomes an issue. But I've heard the new music on the new menus is incredible. Like, really, a lot of people like it. So you guys can see, man, right when I go into the menu, you guys can see it lightning. All right, well, I don't want to ruin it for everybody. You guys can come here. The lightning and the storms are really cool. You guys can see here, we're going to go on here, and you're going to see, look at that rough water. That just all moved to a majority of the map. That is so cool in my opinion. Now we're going to go just on a quick glance here. We're going to check out this. This is just 3 nights of different stuff I'm showing you guys. I didn't go crazy. We're on night 3. Look at that. Now we got the Northern Lights, which for me is so cool because we see these here where I live. So, a lot. So, I like kudos. I know they're limited by the old platforms right now, but what I think they did a good job for what they're given with, especially with the water reflections and stuff like that. They did a pretty good job with it. Also, I love that they put in a bunch of new challenges. All right? There's a ton of new challenges here, guys. I think so far I've already counted 7 or 8, maybe more. So that's really cool. And I like that none of the challenges or missions seem too hard at first glance. All right, one knock I got to add in here, too. I didn't get any more marker buoys, Fishing Planet. All right? I always need marker buoys. We all do. Right? I'm running out. I have 40 left, and I went back and cleaned up as many as I could from the old maps. The other thing here, guys, it doesn't seem like it when you first get here, because at first you think all these are bait fish. However, there is such a wide variety of fish at this map that it kind of caught me off guard. I know. But in reality, you have a bunch of stuff here that are actually much different than each other. You have the big sharks, right? They're a challenge. I like it. It's not like you're not getting a unique shark in like 2 seconds, and it's actually a challenge to get a unique shark, right? But you also have the char, the cod, the halibut. There's a lot of different stuff. I love that they added small little uniques in the game, right? Fishing Planet, please put a unique golden shiner in the game. But the Atlantic herons, these stories are really cool looking. These 4 little fish, they give a ton of XP for the size. It's like 1,000 for 2 pounds on some of these. Or no, like 1,000 to 1,500 XP. All right. These are quite a bright spot. And a lot of these different fish, like the wolf, the flounders and the halibuts and the cusk, there's a lot. And the angler, the sturgeon are really good. I think quietly, for those of you guys that care about money XP, the way you can rapid fire these sturgeons out, they might be quietly one of the new best ways to get XP. All right, because you can rapid fire these out from like 100 feet in some spots, and they're not that tough. And we're talking about pretty good money in XP. That's just my first take on this map, though, on some of this stuff here. And then also you have salmon, and then like the sea perch. I think there's a pretty wide selection of fish here. Even though at first glance, when you first come here, you're going to think, oh, they're all on bait. I can tell you, like, mini cranks will work on stuff. or they have one of the missions is to catch them little fish, like these herrings and stuff, on soft baits. So in the saltwater, spoons work good here. It's well rounded than I thought it was gonna be. The only concern I really had about this lake was going to be that. So overall, what do I think? I would give it a 9 out of 10. A couple things. There's a few bugs. They're not too bad, right? The fishing together rooms. Uh, I've showed it in a stream, but we'll catch a 1,000-pound fish. We'll leave, and it says I only caught 500 pounds. I've had a couple crashes, but them have only happened while I've been streaming, so that might be related to that. Uh, Outside of that, there's just a few things they could work on, like adding a couple more free things for free players. Not too much, I get it. They got to make money. Uh, I would say 9 or 10 out of 10 on this one, guys. And the only map that I think they've done recently that has been as good as this one was Skarland. Skarland was for what Skarland was. It didn't have, it might not have had the new biggest fish, but Skarland was such a well-rounded lake and really well done. Also, Pro was good. I'm thinking they're all been pretty solid, but Skarland is way up there for me because they didn't try to outdo themselves. This one is right there. They didn't necessarily try to outdo themselves. These fish aren't all 1,000 pounds at this lake, right? There's some really good fishing in these lower weight ranges. So that's just my opinion. I really like the new lake. I was looking forward to it cautiously, as you guys said, or as I told you guys before, I was looking forward to it, but cautiously. And I am pleasantly surprised on basically my first full day. I know the XP grind might be a little bit, but a level and a half, that's already 5 million XP. I haven't done that much. That's one day of fishing. I haven't tried the XP farm. I was just naturally fishing. And you only need 64 million. So that's already, a pretty hefty chunk, almost 10% of what you need. I've just been normal fishing, guys. I haven't been shark fishing or any, I haven't been only shark fishing or only doing one thing in particular. It's been what, 2 full days? There's people out at 107, right? Probably 108 too. These guys have been at 107 or for a while. I really don't think it's that rough, the XP part of it. But so for me, I'm gonna quit rambling, but I wanted to make a video. You guys, I've been had a ton of questions, particularly in streams, about what I think. That's what I would say about this. 9 out of 10, or really close to a 10 out of 10. Just the couple things I think that would help. I'm glad they didn't rush us. They weren't ready to release it. They paused it a few times quickly and said, "Hey, we're not ready. We want to give you a better product." I think it paid off with this update. There's a lot less on PlayStation that we got that was a problem. I've had very few issues compared to some of the other releases. So kudos to you, Fishing Planet. If you made it this far, down below, please put in the video, in the comments, what you guys would rate it out of 9 to 10, and tell me your favorite thing and least favorite thing about the map. Try to have some manners when you do it. But you guys have a wonderful day, folks. Put a smile on someone's face. I'll see you next time, folks.